Germany has elections on Sunday. What are your thoughts? What do you expect to happen in the elections on Sunday?
Who has elections?
Germany.
Oh, Germany. I wish them luck. We got our own problems. Bye, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Press.
You just saw.
This is my video update on this Sunday afternoon, February the 23rd. Let's talk about some news. And let's start things off with the German elections, which we have today. And I think we will be getting the first exit polls this evening. I expect the AfD to do very well. I don't think they will come out as the first party. You never know. Most likely CDU will be the first party with about, my guess would be, and looking at the polls, around 28%, 29%, with the AfD maybe getting 24%, give or take. That would be incredible if they come out of these elections with 24% the AfD. But all of the political parties in Germany have already said that they will not go into coalition with AfD. So most likely, the most likely scenario will be some sort of coalition government of CDU, SPD, and maybe even the Greens. So everyone says that Annalena, this is her last day as foreign minister. Maybe not. Maybe not. The Greens may be in the government. I hope not. But you'll probably definitely see BlackRock Merz as chancellor, and who knows, maybe the pirate Schultz will be given some sort of position in the new government. I don't know. But Merz is no better than Schultz. He is no better than the pirate. From the pirate, we go to BlackRock. From pirate Schultz, we go to BlackRock Merz. Germany's going to be in big trouble if we have a government of Merz and the SPD Schultz with a little Greens mixed in there. Annalena as foreign minister again. Can you imagine that? Anyway, we'll see. We'll see how everything shakes out. The other news for the day, actually yesterday, from a report by the Wall Street Journal, is that the UK France reassurance forces plan for Project Ukraine is pretty much ready to go. The Wall Street Journal talks about what this reassurance forces plan is all about for Project Ukraine. And Macron and STARMER, Keir Starmer, 008, licensed to bore you. They will be traveling to the United States. Macron on Monday, Starmer on Thursday, and they will pitch this plan to Trump. The Wall Street Journal was reporting that Macron is going to go there to present the big picture, and Starmer is going to go there to iron out all the other details. So that's the plan. The reassurance forces plan for Project Ukraine, according to the Wall Street Journal, they are saying 30,000 UK and French troops. That is what they say, UK and French troops. So even though Macron said in an interview the other day that there will be no French troops, now the Wall Street Journal is saying, according to what they've seen of the plan, that there will be French troops. And they will go to Ukraine, and they will go to protect certain cities and ports on the Black Sea, which means Odessa. They are going there to, according to the plan, to protect Ukrainian cities and ports, which means Odessa and Kryvyi Rog, they say, and Dnipropetrovsk. And what they're asking of the Trump administration is to act as a backstop. That's the words that they use, to actually act as a backstop and to not put boots on the ground, but to provide support, security support, surveillance, air defense. They want the United States to provide air defense and to also have air assets, fighter jets, I imagine is what they're talking about. Not in Ukraine, outside of Ukraine, but stationed and positioned, ready to go if something were to happen to the French and UK troops. If Russia were to do something to the French and the UK troops, then they would like the US air support to spring into action. That is what the Wall Street Journal is reporting. This is a tripwire, man. This is a tripwire force. This is all meant to push the US into a hot war with Russia. We'll see what Trump says next week. European leaders draft peacekeeping plan for Ukraine with US forces as backstop. Macron and STARMER head to Washington as Europe designs a force to deter Russia. A backstop. Well, we'll see. Next week, we'll have a clear picture as to what exactly, a clearer picture as to what exactly the Trump administration is thinking about when it comes to Project Ukraine. The article said that this is a British idea. This is a full British idea. Keir Starmer came up with all of this. And what else? What else did the article say? The reassurance forces. Yeah, U.S. air power based outside Ukraine would be kept at the ready in case European troops were in danger. In case European troops were in danger. That's the whole point, is to put them in danger. Put them in danger and cry to the United States to help them. That's what this is all about. As the European elite sit on the sidelines and watch the United States fight Russia in Ukraine. Lavrov has said many times that, in many statements recently, that any NATO, European, collective West forces in Ukraine would be treated as enemy combatants. And Peskov repeated the statements that Lavrov made and sent a warning. Don't do it. Don't send European NATO forces into Ukraine. They will get annihilated. We will treat them as enemy combatants. So that's the Wall Street Journal article detailing the French-UK plan for more war. Got to get more war. That's what it's all about. They've exhausted the Ukraine proxy, and now it's time to use the United States military as their proxy. Podolyak, by the way, he actually said in an interview that Ukraine prefers, instead of putting European boots on the ground, they would rather have money and weapons. He said, just give us money and weapons. We don't really need the UK and French military. That's what Podolyak said. And you know why Podolyak says that. I know why. I know why he says, just give us more money and weapons. Because Podolyak knows that he's on the way out. That the Trump administration wants the Elensky regime gone. And so Podolyak is saying, we're on the way out, so we might as well get whatever money and whatever weapons we can get, and then we can we can make our exit. Right, Mr. President? Podolyak, that's a good plan. I always liked you, Podolyak. You are very smart. Oh, man. So Caroline Levitt, she was speaking to the media yesterday, and she said that we could be seeing an end to the conflict in Ukraine or some sort of a peace plan signed by Russia and the United States next week. That's what she hinted at. Next week. That sounds very, very quick. I don't know how much I believe this, but that's what she hinted at. We could be seeing a deal very, very soon. We are going to have a meeting between the US and Russia, once again in Saudi Arabia on February 25th. But I believe we're looking at, I want to say Lavrov and Rubio again, but I'm not sure. We are going to be seeing the US and Russian delegations, though, coming together again in Riyadh. So that's the schedule there. We have the minerals deal, which feels like a very complicated soap opera type of thing, man. This minerals deal, this rare earth minerals deal. What is going on with all of that? Oh boy. The New York Times is reporting that hey buddy, come here. So the New York Times is reporting that that Trump is toughening up the deal. Do you understand the minerals deal? You don't understand the minerals deal? Yeah, Trump is toughening it up. Yeah, Trump is toughening it up, Mr. Cat, Mr. Athens Cat. U.S. pressing tough demands in revised deal for Ukraine's minerals. The Trump administration wants revenues from Ukraine's natural resources, according to a draft obtained by the New York Times, with no security guarantees in exchange. Ukraine media is saying that Trump doesn't want 50% of the minerals, but the Ukraine media, take care. The Ukraine media is saying that Trump now wants 100% of the minerals. It's crazy, man. It's like a soap opera. It's like a horrific, catastrophic, nightmarish soap opera. So the New York Times is saying he's just toughening it up. He's turning the screws. They don't get into this whole 100% thing. Ukraine media is saying, no, Trump wants 100%. Not 50%, 100%. Bloomberg is reporting, I read about an hour ago, that Bloomberg is saying that Elensky is telling Trump that he's not going to sign off on any deal which has a value of $500 billion, because the minerals deal, this new minerals deal, this tougher minerals deal, is saying that a fund's going to be created, a $500 billion fund, and this fund is where all the money from the extraction of minerals is going to go. It's going to go into this big fund, and the U.S. has already contributed to this fund in the money and the weapons that they gave to Ukraine over the last 3 years under Bidenopolis. And the $500 billion is going to come exclusively from Ukraine's resources. By the way, as I reported yesterday, the New York Times is also confirming, all the media outlets are confirming that we're not only talking about minerals, we're talking about oil and gas. and managing the ports, Odessa. But all the money for the 500 billion is going to come exclusively from Ukraine, and Elensky is saying no. According to Bloomberg, Ukraine has opposed U.S. demands to create a 500 billion fund as part of a minerals deal. Ukraine claims that the actual amount of aid provided by the Americans is approximately 5 times less and amounts to more than $90 billion. Basically, Elensky is saying, not 500 billion. We're not going to pay you 500 billion or pay into this fund 500 billion. We'll give you 90 billion. They're very far apart. There's a big difference between 500 billion and 90 billion. Big difference. Anyway, that is what Bloomberg is reporting. Tough deal, man. But Elensky put himself in this position. He put himself in this position by saying in his victory plan, I will give up resources, Ukraine resources, for money and security guarantees. And you know what the New York Times is saying? There are no security guarantees in this deal. So just to recap, it's either 50% or 100%, depending on who you believe. The US is going to get 100% of everything. 500 billion fund, all the money coming from Ukraine, and 0 security guarantees. And Elensky is saying no, 90 billion. 90 billion. All right, that's the update there. What a horrific story this is. What an absolutely horrific freaking story. Musk is saying that, well, let me show you what this is, actually. Musk is saying that the whole Starlink story is not true. That Starlink's going to be cut off in March if Ukraine doesn't sign this minerals deal. That's what Musk is saying. It's all false. And he's actually saying this is coming from Reuters, which is fake news. Actually, let me read you the post that Musk put up. He said, this is false. Reuters is lying. They are second only to the AP, Associated Propaganda, as legacy news liars. That's what Musk said. Interesting church, huh? Got your church, got your Starbucks, you got your Fridays right down there. Athens, Greece. So Orban was giving his State of the Nation address yesterday. And Orban said that Ukraine will be a buffer state. That is what Orban said. Delivering his annual State of the Nation address in Budapest on Saturday, the Prime Minister said that the conflict, which is on its way to its end, is about bringing the territory called Ukraine, which until then was a buffer zone, a buffer state between NATO and Russia under NATO control. Ukraine, or what remains of it, will once again be a buffer zone. It will not be a NATO member, Orban predicted. Why European and American liberals thought that the Russians would stand idly by is still a mystery, the official remarked, claiming that the experiment has failed.
What is clear is that the experiment has failed, and Ukraine, or whatever remains of it, will once again be a buffer zone. It will not become a NATO member, but will it become a member of the European Union? And that is something for Hungarians to decide. Against Hungary and the Hungarians, Ukraine will never become a member of the European Union.
The experiment has failed, according to Orban. Why they thought that they could defeat Russia? It's a mystery to Orban. It's a mystery to me. But they wanted regime change. That was the goal. Provoke the war, unleash the sanctions, topple Putin, and then start plundering and pillaging Russia. That was what they wanted. Should we cross? I think I can cross. Orban, man. Orban, the time is now. The time is now for Orban to make his move and find a way to remove Ursula and stunning and brave Kaja Kallas. The time is now, Orban, to take the lead position in the European Union. So Orban, Viktor Orban, what else? Some other news. We can talk about some other news that's going on. The UK is going to present their sanctions package tomorrow. The EU is also going to officially present their sanctions package, even though they've approved everything against Russia. The UK now is also put together their sanctions package, which, according to reports, is the biggest and baddest sanctions that they've unleashed on Russia to date. Keir Starmer and his sanctions package. That's right, Keir Starmer, man. He has got it in for Russia. He is picking a fight. That is what they're saying. Russian officials, they are saying, the Russian media, they are saying that for some reason, Macron and Starmer, they are just itching for a fight with Russia. But of course, they want the United States to do the fighting for them. Right? That's the idea. They want to fight with Russia, but they want the U.S. military to do the actual fighting for them. Now that the Ukraine military is being exhausted. So we have the UK sanctions tomorrow. Tomorrow, by the way, is the 3-year anniversary of the special military operation. Arestovich, who is Elensky's nemesis, his one-time BFF, and now, man, I want to cross. And now his number one arch rival, Arestovich, he gave an interview the other day and he said that Elensky has to go. Not only does Elensky have to go, but Arestovich said, you know what, if I become president of Ukraine, he wants to become president really bad, then I will arrest them all. I will put them in jail. Arestovich, should he become Ukraine's president, has claimed he will jail his former boss, Elensky, and his gang. That's the word that he used. His gang. The Elensky gang. Like Cool and the gang. Elensky and the gang. He's going to jail them all, man. Arestovich. He wants to be president. The UK is going to push for Zelensky. That's who they're going to push for. We also have some updates on the front line, at least in Kursk. Well, a lot of stuff is going on the front line. Russia continues to advance, continues to capture villages and towns. And in Kursk, the Ukrainian forces, the land that they're controlling is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. For the first time since the initial incursion, Ukrainian forces now control less than 400 square kilometers in Kursk Oblast, down from 1,200 kilometers at its peak. Getting very close to a cauldron in Kursk. You know what's going to happen if the Russian forces manage to create a cauldron, close the cauldron shut, and trap all of the Ukraine military in Kursk? Elensky's done, man. They're going to remove Elensky. When I mean they, I mean the Banderites. The Banderites, I'm getting reports that there are some military officials who are speaking in contact with the Zelensky crowd. And if something happens in Kursk, we could see something happen to the Green Goblin. So let's do some clown worlds and wrap this video up. Annalena 360, she was, I think this is a recent video. I don't know. I can't confirm if this is a recent video, but I think this is. She's campaigning. She's in campaign mode. And I believe she was working at a kebab place the other day. A place where they make donors. Souvlaki. Souvlaki in Greece. And yeah, she was serving up some souvlaki, some donors, some kebab, some gyros. She's a woman of the people. Annalena 360. You want some ketchup with that? You want some mustard? Some tzatziki? Oh, man. Well, if she is a foreign minister, if the Greens get in the government, if they are part of the coalition for the new government, and let's say they make her foreign minister again, or give her any position in the government, at least we'll have more clown worlds. You know, there is a silver lining, I guess, to it. Germany's screwed, but you know, at least we get clown worlds with Annalena in the government if the Greens manage to get, say, 10% and are part of some sort of three-way coalition. A final clown world is that there was some TV interview in Ukraine, and one of the guys that they were interviewing, Timochko, head of the Council of Reservists of the Land Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, he told the reporter that Ukraine is ready to declare victory. Very soon, Ukraine will declare victory, according to this guy. Ukraine has already won the war. Now it only needs to consolidate the results. That's what he said. It's over. Ukraine is ready to declare victory. And sticking with Ukraine for a final clown world, we are getting new polling data out of Ukraine, which now says that Elensky's approval is this saying 63%? Ukrainsky Pravda? New poll says 63% of Ukrainians approve of Elensky's performance, and 74% see him as a patriot. Wow. His numbers just keep on going up and up and up, man. Next week it'll be 84. And in 2-3 weeks it'll be at 94. Because everyone loves the Green Goblin. All right, that's the video. A relaxed video for this Sunday. Duran.locals.com. We are on Rumble, ODYSEE, BitChute, Telegram, Rockfin, and X. Go to the Duran shop, pick up some merch. I'm wearing a Duran sweatshirt underneath this heavy coat. You will find a link to the Duran shop in the description box down below. I will see everybody tomorrow. Mañana. Take care.